So, good morning to you today, and I'm very excited about being here with you. We have really come a long way through this gate, possibly more than you understand or feel at this time. I've had some wonderful chats with folks about how they are feeling, what their expectations were, what actually is occurring for them, and the difference between the two. When we work with portals like the Lion Gate or any type of portal that is offered to us, and there are several in the quantum energies, we a lot of times approach these as if they are some kind of magic wand or some kind of magic button that is just simply going to be pushed and everything is fine and all of a sudden everything is golden. And certainly that does exist in these portals. That's why they are with us. But in our human experience on Earth, this is very different. The first thing that is good for us to chat about is the fact that in approaching portals, we have made the decision, Spirit has made the decision, that we are no longer of this earth, that there is something that we know is beyond earth, and we are starting to beckon to that call. This could be a matter of whether or not these are from previous lives. This could be a matter of trauma entering our life and we desire to have it rid of it. It could also just be that we are these mighty explorers that suddenly has come across something new in our life and we want to see if it is going to be helpful to us, or is there any kind of change that we can make. Basically, here's the paradox. We are looking for change, and then we walk up to change, and change scares the bejesuses out of us, and our psyche and our ego start to make up all these reasons why, no, don't walk up to this, don't change. So there's a very good analogy of this, in that we have these two sides. We always talk about the two sides. We talk about the light and the dark side. We talk about the shadow side. We talk about the warrior side. We talk about the empath side. You know, it is not a matter of duality. It is a matter of existence. And there is nothing in nature that you look at that is only one-sided. To every aspect in our life, we are being shown that there are two sides to everything. And so when you're coming up to the portal, and if you want to call it your higher self, your full of light side is calling you, and it's like, yes, like, please get over here and get over here quickly. I'm tired of this other side. We become excited, we become enthusiastic, we become open, and we walk towards this. Now, it would be as if, like, if you can imagine that you see a beautiful fire in a fireplace and you love it. It looks beautiful. Everything about it is just magnificent. And you're like, I'm going to walk over there. I'm going to feel warm. This is going to feel great on my body. And you walk over to it, and for a while you appreciate it. And then all of a sudden, the fireplace is too warm. It's too hot. You're sweating and nothing feels comfortable. And so you walk away. So there's what I call the trick. In every one of these portals, you are going to walk up to them with great enthusiasm. You're going to walk up to them feeling as if, like, this is the answer to all answers. I am never going to have to feel bad. I'm never going to worry. I'm never going to do. Never starts coming out of our mouths and through our thoughts. That's not true. We're going to walk up to these portals in great enthusiasm because that is what is needed to walk up to them. They are powerful. And unless we are enthusiastic as we're walking up to them, we would never walk up to them. We would look at them and say, that's way too big for me. I'm not doing this. But it is the enthusiasm in our spirits that makes us walk up to these and say, yes, I can do this. But please understand. And please come to a very calm, still point in yourself, that as soon as that enthusiasm starts, the other part of you, the part of you that has been here on earth, the part of you that has learned many falsehoods and many lessons, the part of you that has actually used these to remain what we consider quote, quote, safe, that gets woken up too. Because it has lived with you. It has as much vibrance in you as your higher self, your shadow self. So imagine that your shadow self, I don't know what ages that we all are, but let's just say usually this starts in around our 30s and it starts to magnify through our 50s and certainly builds in our 60s. 70s, we become old sages about it. And by the time that we are crossing over, we're comfortable with crossing over. We've done what we wanted to do. But going back to the place where this is all starting, this part of us that has been ingrained in us since we were children, it becomes very, very worried. It doesn't want you to kick it out. It doesn't want to change positions. As a matter of fact, it has been the master of your game all your life. So why would it want to leave? It doesn't want to leave. And it knows that it has command of you. It knows exactly how to make you anxious. It knows how to frustrate you, annoy you, make you angry, have full rage. It has all of these aspects of Earth, and it's very successful at this. So at this point, it throws it out. It says, no, I'm not going to have you do this to me, and I know how to get to you. And because you have these life experiences where negative, let's just call them negative connotations, because you have this in your DNA, because you've been doing this for decades, it is very easy for this to take over you. Now, what happens is, right at that point, we can feel, oh, I'm broken. I don't deserve this, or this isn't for me, or I'm not having the same experience, and so something's wrong. And that's exactly what that aspect inside you wants you to think. It wants you to think you're not worthy, or you're not strong, or you're not brilliant, or you're not illuminate. And these are all falsehoods. But it is falsehoods that this counts on for you to have so that it can remain the stronger aspect in your life. So when we reach this point, and it's really wonderful that so many people have reached out and said, hey, I'm not feeling all this happy sunshine stuff. I mean, I'm having a totally different experience. And when I get the chance to talk with you and you relay what the experience is, then I can go ahead into my alchemy and tell you exactly what that experience is related to. And when you have a finer understanding that this too has a method that you need to work through, you can work through it. The aspect is quieted down, and you begin to go closer to the illumination and the ascension that the Spirit wants. So this is why I say to folks, hey, when you're working with portals, it is not unicorns and rainbows. As a matter of fact, it's a lot of tsunamis and monsoons. It's going to wash over you. It's going to drown you if you're not careful. And it has its purpose. That is not wrong. It is absolutely perfect. It's actually beautiful. So what I want to say to you in this video as we're moving through these last days is, once again, if you are reading the post that we're having in the Barefoot Messenger and you're picking up on like, wow, all these people are having this wonderful thing and mine's pretty stinko. Well, okay, celebrate stinko. Acknowledge stinko. Because in acknowledging that you are not having this high frequency, you begin to rattle the cage of the low frequency. You begin to say to it, hey, what are you doing here? And it gets a little nervous when we do that. And it may push out even more negative to you because it believes it can bully you around and it believes it can break you in two. And let's face it, it has stopped you in the past. So why can't it stop you now? But no, don't let it do that. Calm down. Understand what I'm saying to you now is you are perfect in doing this. And in this perfection, you can walk through it. You don't need to push it. You don't need to bully it. If you start getting into a fisticuffs with it, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to win because it has a larger part of you. But if you merely just look at this and say, frustration again? Really? This is what you're bringing me? Well, then look at the frustration. Acknowledge this is the pattern that you've used. If you've been using depression, if you've been using anxiety, if you've been using hate, if you've been using judgment, these things inside you, they're going to look at you and say, no, this is what you are. And there's where we pause. Because we look it straight in the eye and we say, no, this is what I am. And you have had enough part of my life, and I am not going to go any further with you. And we're going to do this friendly, and we're going to do this slow, and I'm going to take as much time as I need to come up to you and touch you in the face and then wish you well and send you on your way. Because now I no longer want this to be the way that I'm living my existence. There is a higher self in me that desires to be the lead now. And you're going to take your time with this. And you might have to go through, I don't know, portal after portal, day after day. But I can tell you and I can promise you one thing. And the thing that I can promise you is, because you are here, because you are listening to this, because I am speaking with you, you will never have the same experience ever again in your life with negativity, doubt, anxiety, depression, rage, trauma. There is going to be this seed that is planted right now. The seed is planted in this photo, or this video photo that you're watching right now. I've decided to encode the photos that I'm using, because then when you listen to this again, you don't merely have to do anything. Simply just look at the photo. They are picked for a reason. I'm wanting to use the ones that I feel will draw you into them, and a lot of times folks are giving feedback that they are being drawn into the graphics that are used right now. And yes, they're beautiful, they speak well, but it's the codes that you're understanding. So if we do anything with this first video, let's just relax. Not everybody is having the same experience, and we're not the same, so that's perfect. And yes, I may be posting that I'm having amazing days and amazing experience, but I really would have to tell you, I mean, I've been doing this for 15, 20 years, going through portals. And trust me, the first portals I went through, I was a wreck. I was a total wreck. But portal after portal, year after year, half year, full moons, solstices, equinoxes, I began to use every single energetic gate that we are naturally given. And this is where I'm at. Now my experiences are amazing because I've already quieted down all the shadow sides that were keeping me earthbound. And I've broken those chains. That picture that I had, yeah, those chains were broken. It took 1 year in my life to be like absolutely devastated, figuring I don't know anything. I'm not doing anything. And then boom, here it came. And in 1 second, 1 split second of changing my perspective, those chains were broken with the lion. And I again was never the same. So please just have faith or trust or whatever it is that you call it. You're doing just fine. We're doing just fine as a group. And we're going to raise the vibration because this is the first time we've ever done this together. And this is exactly what the earth needs. It needs us to be together, to love one another, to listen to each other, to actually chat with each other. I mean, don't be afraid to put something on. There's no judgment in this. And I will reassure you every single time, if you want to express a feeling, express it. Because there is no feeling that is wrong. There is no wrong in this. There is only walking towards a higher self. So thanks for being with me here for this first one. I'm going to be spending the day putting more on, and we still have days to go, and we still have days after that. So I'm really loving this with you, and I hope that you're loving it too. And if you haven't been loving it, sort of just take a breath and come back around. Try to sit with a little bit quieter and see what it does for you then. Because, like I said in one post, it's not always everybody's cup of tea. But I can guarantee you at some point, it becomes your favorite cup of tea. My heart goes with you with this, and all of the energies that I can send to you. And I really do view it just simple magic. Magic I've been waiting for all my life, that I am doing this with you. And one day, I'll tell you the story of what exactly is happening right now as we're doing this together. Until then, reach for the stars. They're ours.